Why do some dogs like to skate? And is it possible that we could breed a dog to be really good at skateboarding? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel about skateboarding. On this series, I answer your questions that were all submitted through radratvideo.com. Please go and submit your own through that website. It goes right into my inbox and I will read them all. First one I've picked for today is from LB, who asks, if you were required to choose one, which option and why? Only skate naked with shoes and socks, or skate fully clothed without shoes and socks? Okay. I don't think skating without shoes and socks is an option for me. Yeah, you can cruise, you can do an ollie here and there, but that would take everything that I enjoy from skateboarding out of it. I'm really into technical stuff, freestyle, catching stuff in a Casper, like that type of thing, or doing lots of slides. I guess you could still do some really basic grinds and slides. It'd be tough though. So yeah, I would lose a lot of the joy of skateboarding if I had to do it barefoot. But the other option is naked and with shoes. I would have to pick that one. My neighbors would definitely see me naked, but it wouldn't be the first time. So a couple weeks ago, I was about to hop in the shower, and I decided to go get a drink first or something like that. So I was naked, walking through the house. I had some tunes blasting. I was having a pretty good day, like dancing through my house, get over to the kitchen, and I passed by the window, and my neighbor just bursts out laughing. She has like a side door on her house, which just faces my window, and she just sits out there on her phone and smokes all day, every day. And so like as she's doing that, I go past the window and she just starts laughing. So she might see me out there skating naked, because it would have to be at my house. I'm not going to go to prison for this. But she's seen it anyway, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It would give me more inspiration to build a nice privacy fence, which I would like to do anyway. Like there's some pros to this. I would get a nice tan, I feel like there's some positives to it, but skating barefoot, no positives. So I'm definitely going with that option. All right, next question is from Marty, who says, is making your ollie boned necessary? Whenever I see my friends ollieing over an object, they usually bone their ollies out, even out of a Euro gap, and they said it makes your ollie look more stylish. Does making your tricks boned or tweaked matter? Okay. Style is subjective. But yes. Okay, so if your taste is that the ollie should be as plain as possible, I can't tell you you're wrong, but you're kind of wrong. Okay, so being able to tweak the trick shows your mastery of it. So if you can ollie and you can do like a shifty and pull the board, like spin it a little bit and spin it back, if you can bone it by pushing the nose down and pulling your back foot up slightly, it just shows that you're not struggling with doing the ollie. You can ollie and then some, and you can do a little bit with it in the air, and that's what makes it cooler. But yeah, I was saying like style is subjective, but at some point you can be right and you can be wrong. There was one time I was in an argument with somebody. This was online in a freestyle forum, and someone was saying that this guy named Callum is a better skater than you. And I was kind of hurt by that. He was, but he was a pure freestyle skater, like could barely ollie as far as I knew, or just, like not ollie based stuff. I don't think he could 360 flip or crooked grind, like that type of stuff. And I could do all that. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I can do like a crooked grind, big spin out, and he's going to do like a pogo double finger flip carousel. I don't know, something like that. Like, you can't compare us. Therefore, he's not better than me. But he was. He was a lot, if you watched my very best skateboarding, it would be terrible. And then it would be stuff that he couldn't do, but all his stuff was better. Like there's a point where you can try to argue that it's just as valid to do something the wrong way, like pushing Mongo or something like that. Like, it's perfectly fine for me to do it wrong, and here's the explanation on paper as to why I'm right. But at some point, you just have, like, there's a reason why everyone agrees that it would look better to do something a certain way. So yeah, tweaking out a grind or an error, especially like doing a grab and like spinning it and pulling it out this way or that way, there's a reason why it's better. It shows more mastery of the trick and it just looks cooler. Next question is from Ellie, who asks, do you think there will ever be a union for pro skaters? I can't help but notice a lot of parallels between pro skateboarding today and traditional sports before the players formed unions, namely the precariousness of employment, lack of health care and retirement benefits, low average salary, especially compared to other professional athletes. Will we see pro skaters organizing for better protections and collective bargaining rights, especially considering skateboarding's increasing mainstream presence? I would like to see something like that happen, but you mentioned their collective bargaining. But collective bargaining with who? And I think that's the big difference. So it's not every football player bargaining against the league, you know? It's every skateboarder bargaining with every individual brand that might turn them pro. Turning pro as a skateboarder doesn't mean that there's a league that sells tickets. You know, there's not a centralized organization of any kind that pays every skateboarder. It doesn't work like that. Skateboarders often make money by products with their name being sold. You know, your pro model board or shoes or something like that. That's how you make money. So who would you collectively bargain with, and who would sign up to be in the union? Is it a new pro? You know, Birdhouse gives you a board with your name on it, and you call up the union suddenly, and then you join. I don't see how that would work. And who's going to argue with who to give you a better deal? If every skateboarder joined together, every pro skateboarder right now, and said, "Hey, I will only continue to be pro if I get 50% of the profits from each deck." I don't know if that would work, because it would be really easy for a brand to just pick this new kid who's really good. Maybe he wouldn't have been pro normally, but he's not going to join the union and he's going to get it cheaper. There's a lot of people who really want to be pro skaters. So I think that would be really tough. That would be a tough call to figure out how that would work. I remember, I don't think that skateboarders could really join together and do that, but I think the skateboarding industry could. And if the skateboarding industry does get together and have like a centralized group, then it may be possible. And I remember it was Don Brown, who was on the 9 Club, and I've read stuff from him and all that, and he was talking about how he wanted to work on that. And there is some sort of industry thing right now where the different brands can talk to each other and try to think things through. And he was talking about working on getting all of the skateboarders health insurance and things like that. And if everybody signs into a certain centralized thing, then maybe. But as things stand right now, I don't think it would help. All right. If you have an alternate take, or you think it could work, put that in the comments. I would like to see how that could be possible. All right, the next question is from the Atoll, who says, "Hey, longtime subscriber, first-time writer here. I would love to hear your thoughts on why some dog breeds," I'm going to pronounce it breeds, but just I want you to know that it says breeds. "Some dog breeds, such as the French Bulldog, seem to be naturally inclined to be good at riding skateboards. Do you think that people could breed dogs specifically for riding skateboards in the same way that certain dogs have been bred for retrieving, herding, tracking, etc.? Okay, so I've looked up why bulldogs are fans of skateboarding, because you've probably all seen it, where they jump on a board with 2 feet and the other 2 feet they push with, or they can grab the board with their teeth and put it down and jump on it. Why do bulldogs skate and other dogs don't? I have a Chihuahua. I've put him on my board before, tried to push it, and he just jumped off and was like terrified, you know? Lots of breeds of dogs are not into it at all, but bulldogs often are. And the reason why, I found that there were 3 parts to it. One is their short legs, their low center of gravity. They're not really balancing. If it was a really tall dog trying to stand on a skateboard with all 4 like this, that would be kind of scary for the dog. But a really short dog, that doesn't have to really balance or worry about toppling over, that's a big plus. That makes it more fun. Bulldogs also love the attention of people. So when a dog jumps on a skateboard, everyone starts watching and everyone's cheering and all that. They love that. The third thing was that they're kind of lazy. So it's hard to get a bulldog to want to like go for a run or something like that. But on a skateboard, they can jump onto it, push a couple of times, and just stand there. Like, it's less work than actively running around the park. So they're more inclined to want to do that. I saw that it was kind of like sticking your head out the car, you know, and getting all the wind in their face and being able to smell all the smells and that type of thing. They kind of get that. They get the wind, they get all that excitement and energy without having to physically work too hard because they're just standing on the board. And so bulldogs, especially out of all breeds, just so happen to have all the right traits that make it work. Would it be possible to breed a new breed of dogs that would be really good at skateboarding? I don't see why not. I think that would be perfectly possible. So right now, dogs are often bred for you know, cuteness or obedience or intelligence, stuff like that. But if you were to only breed dogs that enjoy skateboarding, you start with a bunch of bulldogs. Not every bulldog will skate, but some will. And you only breed the ones that do skate. Probably all of the kids of the first generation will enjoy skateboarding. Then you only pick the ones that are good at it. Within a few decades, you could get the skate breed dog. It would just be a bulldog, but you would know that it would want to skate. I don't know why you would do that. I don't think there would be any financial benefit to it. I don't think you should breed dogs at all. I think you should get one from the pound if possible. But that's not to say it's impossible. I think it could definitely be done, and it would be really weird to see. Like, somebody has spent decades, generation after generation of dogs, creating the perfect skateboarding dog. But hey, someone might be working on it right now. Who knows? I hope not, because it's kind of weird. That's it for now. If you have your own questions, go to radratvideo.com and submit it there. You can also submit it through Patreon, where you will definitely get an answer either written or on video. You can also support the channel by joining here on YouTube and get some perks that way. And that's it for now. Thanks for hanging out.